conclude a brief prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bless us as we gather today for this Freeholder meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so we may work together for the good of our community. Help us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Pursuant to the 2019 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting this public announcement and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Hobson? Here. Freeholder O'Connell?
Here.
Freeholder Singh?
Here.
Freeholder Treiber?
Here.
Director Pullian?
Here. Thank you. At this time, I'll be looking for a motion for the approval of the minutes of the public meeting of July 24th, 2019, and the conference meeting of July 24th, 2019.
So, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we move on to our recognitions for the evening. Freeholder O'Connell.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Since January, the Board of Chosen Freeholders has been recognizing individuals and groups for the contributions to our county, whether it be volunteering their time or donating money to our animal shelter. I got to say tonight, this is a kind of a special treat, and I want to thank all of you for joining us here this evening. In the past few months, I've learned about the important work that this group is going to come before us in a few minutes, performs throughout the county. And we wanted to take this opportunity to have our Freeholder Board recognize them. This year, towns in the county experienced a major flooding event on July 19th and 20th, where many people had to evacuate their homes in the middle of the night and sustain serious damage to them. A few days later, the county put together a multi-agency resource center where families could meet with officials of nonprofits and faith-based groups to discuss the rebuilding and repair of their homes. The therapy dogs that you see here in the room tonight were there to support the victims of the flood. Not all of the dogs, but many of the dogs. A few months ago, I attended an end of the school year thank you event for the therapy dog group at Wilbur Watts Intermediate School in Burlington City. The group would visit the school regularly, and the dogs would sit and listen to students as they practiced their reading skills aloud. The room was filled with ecstatic teachers, administrators, and students who had the opportunity to participate in the program and believed that it truly helped them to improve their reading skills. These are just two of the many examples we can give of the kind of work this group performs. No one asked the owners to do this. They are not paid, and their dogs must be certified every year and aid those in need simply out of the kindness of their hearts. So on behalf of the entire Board of Chosen Freeholders, we thank you all kindly for your service. Thank you for being here tonight, but thank you for your service to our county and its residents. And through efforts like yours, you helped make Burlington County the great place that it is. And with that, I'm going to call up each one of you individually, and if you'd come up and we'll present you with your certificate. And you can bring your dog with you too. Right? Pat, Gehrig, and Homer. She's not here. We'll make sure. You take it, Ken?
Yes.
Thanks, Ken.
Yep.
Zacchaeus. Mary Alice Enright and Ava. Yeah, you can go around with it. All right. Hi, Mary Alice. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Ava crossed the Rainbow Bridge recently. But we thank Mary Alice for being here tonight. Kathleen Sutphin and Olivia. You can come around here, Kath. We're going to take your picture. And Kath and I went to Holy Cross High School together.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen each other in a while, so this was a great ray of reunion.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, hold this open. You can see this.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
You're welcome.
I'm amazed at these dogs. When we were at Wilbur Watts, they're on the stage and they're all just so chill. They're just kind of laid there. They never get excited, nothing. Jean Radigan and Rosie. No? We'll make sure she gets it. And Donna Lake, Teddy, and Hamlet.
We have Hamlet tonight. Teddy's at home.
Oh, Teddy's at home? Okay.
Because we can only bring one at a time.
I got you.
Sit. Come here, get close to Mama. Come here, turn around. Come here, buddy. Sit. Sit. There you go. There you go.
There you go. Hold that. We'll get your picture.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Gail Weber and Empathy. Hello.
This is Emmy for short.
Emmy for short, okay. Thanks for being here.
Okay, Emmy, sit. Thank you.
Good girl.
Ridden it? Thank you.
Thank you, thanks for being here. Donna Brunk and Tucker.
Charlie, we forget the dogs. Forget the people.
Yeah, forget us. We're,
Oh, here.
here you go, here you go.
Emmy, read it.
Look at her. You're welcome, thanks for being here. Dawn Donahue and Caius Jameson, otherwise known as Bear Bear by the kids. They don't recognize him at all. Caius is a Bernese mountain dog, and when I first heard the name, I thought it was Burmese, and I says, what does a poor dog like this with all this hair do in Burma? But Bernese is Swiss. It's a Swiss mountain dog. He's a great guy. He's a good boy. Corinne is at birth, and Millie. I guess they're more used to laying down than to walking around.
Want to sit?
There you go, girl.
Sit down.
Come on, Lassie.
Good girl. Look at me, honey. Look at the camera.
The other way.
Millie,
There you go.
Millie,
How old is Millie?
Millie. She's 10.
Oh, I was
Look
going to
at
say,
her.
look at her face.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Thank you
here.
very much.
You're welcome. Betty Lou Marta and Mocha. see you.
You want me to pick them up?
Yeah, that'd be great. Here you go. There you go. Thank you for being here. And Andy Malloy and Suri. Not here? We'll make sure that the folks that couldn't make it here tonight get their certificates. And I just want to say one last thing. Best thing I ever heard about a dog was that when God made him, he gave him their name, his name backwards or her name backwards, however you want to look at that. And it's really true. These dogs have nothing but unconditional love. I watched them interact with the kids, and it was really a sight to behold. And again, thank you all for coming out here tonight. Oh, you don't want to stay?
Yeah, I don't get pictures.
Like an eagle star?
Okay, now we're going to move on to public comment on the agenda items. At this point in the meeting, public comment is limited to items on tonight's agenda. Anyone who wishes to speak on any other topic will have a chance to do so at the public comment section later in the meeting. Please note that this is public of your opportunity to provide us with input and feedback. It's not a question and answer forum. A reminder, each speaker may only come up once per public comment portion. And let's see. Barbara Moon, East Hampton. Bill?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a public comment or is there something on the agenda?
No, I'm sorry, it's for the open section, not for your agenda.
Okay, all right then. Okay, at this time, do we have anybody on agenda items? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close this section. At this time, I'd like to start on the resolutions. I would like to make a motion that we approve resolutions H1 through H11 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder same.
Thank you, Director. I'd like to move items H12 through H15 by unanimous consent.
Second?
Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Hobson.
Thank you, Director. I'd like to make a motion that we approve H16 and H17 with unanimous consent.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Questions? Freeholder O'Connell.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. I would like to move items H18 through 20 by unanimous consent.
All in favor?
Second.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? This time, do we have any questions from the press? Good evening, David. Now we'll have public comment on non-agenda items. Now we'll move on to the public comment on non-agenda items. Once again, I would like to note that this is a public comment, your opportunity to provide us with input and feedback. This is not question and answer forum. Additionally, each speaker may only come up once per public comment portion. Okay? Good evening.
Good evening. I think about a month and a half ago. Oh, I'm William Moore. I'm from East Hampton. About a month and a half ago, we came before you concerning a basin at 705 Smithville Road in Lumberton. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update of the progress. There's not been much progress concerning it at this point. It still has not been fully drained. It's still leaking into it has leaked into 9 of the houses on Dunn Lane. we don't seem to be making much headway with Lumberton Township.
Okay, now, to my, I can't make a comment, and that is, my understanding is that our engineer's been trying to help you, or has had some discussion with you relative to the bond at all?
They've sent it, well, the township administrator has given us a couple of things from them, but we have not heard really much from it. We went to the last township meeting, and they had no progress as of for the month.
Okay. My understanding is that it's Lumberton's responsibility. Okay?
I appreciate it, because there seems to be who's responsible for it, because it's on private property, and yet Lumberton was the one that was supposed to issue the permits, make sure it conformed to code,
Okay.
which it has not conformed to code.
Okay.
And we do know that.
Do you want to offer anything, Joe?
Yeah, Director, the folks have been nice enough to provide me background information. I have spoken to them a couple of times on the phone, and I have spoken to the township. It is a home rule issue, but I have been reviewing and made to, using some of my contacts to see how things have been going. When I spoke to them earlier this evening, the last communication I had was we thought the township or the owner of the basin was pumping. But according to the folks, they're no longer doing that. I will circle back with the township, before the end of the week. But there has been some movement, but it's moving in spurts, and they kind of do things and then they stop, and then they've got DEP involved. I have some contacts there and trying to see what I can shake loose there also.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I believe it was either late June or early July, we did get a letter from the owner of 705 Smithville Road, the owner of the property. He did ask for permission to put an easement in the property from the 4 houses that bordered on the basin. My understanding, none of the 4 homeowners consented to it.
Okay. Was there a reason why he was asking for that?
Well, I'm concerned, number one, they're not maintaining the basin like they were supposed to. So if they cut through the property and something happens and then they won't stand up for whatever happens, who's responsible then? Not me, obviously. And they want to take approximately 20 feet out of my property. So
Well, between the homes, and there's only about 49 feet between the 2 of them. And a lot of it's very rustic looking, which a lot of it would destroy the trees and the surrounding area, which we'd like to try to keep it for that area. But the thing is, if they didn't do all the tests in the first place, why not? Then why are they going for an easement? They should have done all the tests and tried to get at least a determination as to what the cause was. And the first solution they came up with was to put an easement in.
Okay.
the easy way out.
Okay.
Director, my understanding of the easement is they're looking at it for a piping alternative, and obviously the easement would be an underground to allow them to put a pipe underground. For the folks that when you offer someone an easement, they are responsible for what either replacing and or keeping up what is in the easement, and they do not have carte blanche. If they damage something, they have to replace it in kind and things like that. So I did see that in the last round with the request for the easement, but likely the remedy is going to have some type of issue like that associated with it. If they're gonna drain it, they're gonna have to pipe it somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have anybody else for public comment on any issue? Mayor, any?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Very good to see all of you. I have some very exciting news to share. I'm sorry.
Name, tap for the record.
Michelle, I thought everybody knew.
I don't
Mayor Arnold Calamara.
I already heard it, I have it.
Thank you very much. I apologize. I know. So I have two things to share. One officially as the mayor, and then something on a personal level, if I may. So first of all, I'd like to brag a little bit and also here to thank you. On September 7th, we will be dedicating our new park. We actually redid our growth park with funds that we received from the Burlington County Freeholder. So I certainly would like to invite all of you for that celebration. And since we've redone the park, rejuvenated it, we decided at that time that it was appropriate to rename the park. So we have decided to rename it after Chief Peyton I. Flournoy Sr. It will now be named after him and the Memorial Park. Chief Peyton I. Flournoy was the first African-American police chief in Palmyra, in Burlington County, and also the state of New Jersey. And undisputed, but we do think that he's also the first African-American chief of police in the United States. He is just so well known. Everyone that I speak to about him has the same thing to say, and that is that he was just a stand-up guy. That he supported everyone, that he, no matter who you were or what was going on, he was always just very righteous and fair, treated everyone very, very fairly. He graduated from Palmyra High School, went on to be a Marine, served in the Marines, and from there went to New York University. He was also the first African-American president of the Burlington County Chiefs Association. So I have invitations and some information here for you on that, and I'm hoping that you might be able to attend. And on a personal note, if I may, I wanted to talk to you for just a moment about a situation at the Burlington County Jail. My husband is an officer there, and it has to do with weapons qualifications. It used to be that the weapons qualifications were done on a monthly basis. My husband is just very, very particular about making sure that he's following the rules, etc. Well, now, instead of every month, they've been changed to twice a year. As it happens, or luck may have it, the last time it was in March, he had a vacation week scheduled. He had to take 2 days from his vacation because you have 1 day of classroom and 1 day of range for qualifying. As luck might have it, the next time for qualifying is the first week of September. His qualification card expires on September 6th. So yes, he will have to again take 2 days of his vacation to attend classroom and then range for qualifications to make sure that his card does not expire. I did speak to Warden Leith, and he said that he would allow a 30-day extension. However, our concern is that in the policy, it does state that if your weapons card expires, that you're subject to discipline up to and including dismissal, which of course my husband would never, ever allow his weapons card to expire. So I'm just asking you to please consider and take into consideration not just his situation, but I'm sure there are others that are affected, and perhaps offer some additional qualifying opportunities for the officers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else for public comment? Okay, hearing none, I will close this portion and move on to freeholder comment. Freeholder Tires.
Thank you, Director. Not many people here tonight. A shocker. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, voicing your concerns, and I'd like to congratulate the dog owners that came out and did all the work for the residents. That's all I got.
Okay. Freeholder O'Connell.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. I just wanted to highlight a couple of events that I attended. On July 26th, the freeholders were invited to attend a change in command ceremony out at Joint Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst. Colonel Richardson was rotated out of the head of the Joint Base, and he's on his way to Washington, D.C., where he's going to become the Pentagon's liaison to the United States Senate, and we wished him well. And then incoming is Colonel Bridget Gelati, and Colonel Gelati is an Air Force Academy graduate. I welcomed her to the county on behalf of the entire Freeholder Board, and I wished her well on her mission. On August 5th, right here in Mount Holly, I attended a welcome home ceremony under the auspices of Operation Yellow Ribbon for Captain Delancey, an airborne Army Ranger coming back from Afghanistan. Captain Delancey commanded 95 Rangers in Afghanistan. But not only that, his brother is in the Coast Guard. His mother served 21 years in the Army, and her father was a U.S. Air Force veteran. And I just thought of what a wonderful family and the service that they gave. I was there with Congressman Kim and a lot of his neighbors. At Operation Yellow Ribbon, I've had an occasion with our Freeholder Director to attend another one of these ceremonies in Evesham. And the person doesn't know they're going to be honored until they show up somewhere and there's a motorcycle escort to take them back to their home. It was just a wonderful event, and I was really very happy and very proud to represent the Freeholders at that. And last but not least, is the mayor still here?
Yes, I am.
This weekend, on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. Palmyra celebrated a resident's 100th birthday. Edna W. Webb lived in Palmyra and Riverton for most of her life, and she was a graduate of Palmyra High School, and she then matriculated to the Teachers College at then Trenton State College, and she graduated in 1941 to begin her teaching career. She was a working class black woman and taught in the Morristown school system for 35 years. But in addition, she was a lifelong member of the Mount Zion AME Church in Riverton, which her father helped to build. She served on the altar circle, the Sunday school superintendent, and as a Sunday school teacher. She plays piano, and I got to tell you, for 100 years old, she was a quick-witted lady. She has a little trouble getting around. She uses a wheelchair and a walker, but there's nothing wrong going on between her ears. It was a real pleasure to be there with her, and we chatted a bit. She was honored by family and friends and invited guests, and I was happy to give her a proclamation on behalf of the entire board of chosen freeholders. Thank you, Freeholder Director. That's my report for this evening.
Okay. Freeholder Robson.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. I just have one thing to say, and everyone please join me in saying happy birthday to Eve.
Oh no. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eve. Happy birthday to you.
Thank everyone. Thank you.
Freeholder Singh.
Thank you, Director. That's the National Night Out. Congratulations to all the public safety personnel and law enforcement all around the county. This year we had a record number of National Night Outs hosted by the towns. I attended a few, and all of us were all around the county. It was a really wonderful time to be among our neighbors and doing something with our kids and families. So that was really well put together. This Saturday we have our groundbreaking ceremony for the Willingboro Lakes project. The county is investing over $2 million into that park. So I encourage everyone, if you're available, come by, check out our design, and free ice cream on site, and some fishing training if anybody wants to do some fishing on site there. So thanks to Mary Pat for putting that together. And let's see, Mary, this is my note says happy birthday to you, so that's fine. Oh, driving movie. So I went to our Ag Center in Morristown with my kids this past week to watch Incredibles. That was a really, really wonderful time. There were a lot of families there, families that were there for the first time, and the families that have been enjoying our events. So we do need to promote it more. So we have Jurassic Park showing coming up at the fairgrounds on 206. So if you're into driving movies, movies in the park, please come by. There's always a food truck, lawn chairs, bring something, and then you're all set. It's a huge screen. I felt like I was in an outdoor theater. Like, it was a really nice experience with kids. And plus, my kids were happy to see the stars outside. That was really exciting. Last but not least, only just want to say, because I feel really excited about it. So 2 weeks ago, I went to a conference and I met Mandela Barnes. He's a lieutenant governor in Wisconsin, 32-year-old lieutenant governor there, and Andrew Gillum, who ran for governor in Florida. That was one of the best events I ever went to. Just want to put it out there that those are really cool people, and I shook hands with them. Thank you, Director.
Well, everybody knows I was gone for 2 weeks. The only thing I can talk about is I got to see 2 rockets blast off from NASA, and I have to say, I really don't want to say this. I wasn't thinking about this plane. Don't take it the wrong way. I do want to call attention to something that, you know, we've all experienced again over the last couple of weeks, and it's the horrific mass shootings and killings that we've seen throughout the country. As we were coming over down the hallway, our director of emergency services told us there was an active shooting of people going on down in Philadelphia. And I think these are the kind of times where you sit back and you look at our police force, our military people, all the people that are involved in keeping us safe, our sheriff's department. And I have to say that all the people that I've run into in this county are top-notch, always looking out for the residents in the county. And I want to thank you all very much for everything you do in that regard and keeping us all safe. Have a great evening. Be careful going home, and thank you so much for coming. We'll take a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.